salt analysis of an unknown salt. Okay. So, first of all, already you have seen the inorganic salts, it is a solid salt. Now, what to do with that? So, first of all, its physical appearance, that is the color, physical appearance, its color, texture, that is it is an amorphous or crystalline. Okay. Then the solubility, basically they are water soluble. Basically they are water soluble. Okay. So, basically they are water soluble. So, this is the preliminary idea on the salt. Next is that one salt contains the cation and anion, one cationic part and anionic part. Now, the cationic part and anionic part, they are having some common experiment and having some different experiment which distinguish between cations and anion. Okay. So, here the overall process, the overall experiment will be in a tabular format. What are the format is? After that, the format is like that, 3 columns will be there, the experiment column, observation column and inference column. 3 column will be there, experiment, observation, inference. Okay. And we will continue the process till the experiments over. That means at last of the experiment, up to the last of the experiment, we will continue that. So, first what we have to do? First we will do that. First we will take the solid sample in the test tube and then we will do some dry test. What are the dry tests? That is sample plus some solution, some reagents will be added on that. So, first of all, dilute sulfuric acid. Dilute sulfuric acid should be added. So, experiment number 1, dilute H2SO4 test. So, for this the solid sample plus dilute H2SO4. What observation do you get from there? If any carbonates, sulfides, etc. are there, then it will show its characteristics characteristics smell. So, this smell is unique and we can identify the probability of finding that. Okay. So, first of all, the dilute H2SO4 test. Okay. So, what can be confirmed from there? The presence of carbonate, sulfide, etc. In inference you will write that. This is the dilute sulfuric acid test. This is you have to write it in the final exam also and also in the preliminary exam. That is when you will do the experiment you will write it. Okay, because at the same day it is not possible to write all the experiments. So, for this we have to do it in a step by step way. Okay. So, for this we have classify it into different experiments. So, first experiment, that is dilute sulfuric acid test. Next experiment, that is for anions also, that is concentrate sulfuric acid test. Next is concentrate sulfuric acid test. So, experiment number 2 is concentrate H2SO4 test. This is basically for halides. This is basically for halides because of concentrate sulfuric acid gives the volatile halides will evolve from the system, and this is basically for halides. Okay. And if a colorless gas with pungent smell which turns the ammonium hydroxide, that is a tube or a paper soaked in ammonium hydroxide, when held over the issuing gas from the test tube, it will make a solid thick vapor, that is of ammonium chloride. This is a solid. So, these kinds of test, that is concentrate H2SO4 test. Next one is that this is the permanganate test, potassium permanganate test. This test is also for halides and oxalates. This is KMnO4 test. This test also done for the unsaturation also, but here it is for chloride. So, what we have to do? So, potassium permanganate decolorized without the evolution of any gas. So, the color of the potassium permanganate would be decolorized. KMnO4 is a purple color. Okay. So, this will decolorize it. In that way, we can do the test. This is also for halides and also for oxalate C2O4 2 minus. So, if we do not find out any kind of observation, characteristics observation, then at inference we will write these halides and the oxalates are absent. This is the inference. This is KMnO4 test. Next one is for, basically it is for cations. This is dry test tube, or number 4 test tube heating test. Test tube heating. What is done here? A solid sample is taken in a dry test tube and it is heated in the Bunsen burner. And if what the observations might be there, any gas may be evolved from that, any characteristics gas may be evolved from that, suppose nitrite etc. if present, then it will gives the brown vapor. Okay, so test for heating, test tube heating. So, this is if it may produce a cracking sound, and this is for the lead, and it maybe produce some color effect, that is when heated then it is becomes white, but when it cold it turns to white. So, this is the change in the preliminary, that the physical characteristics, this is also under these observations. So, under dry test tube heating, here halides, that is anion and cations, both can be detected through by the preliminary way. Okay. Next one is that cobalt nitrate test. Okay, before going to cobalt nitrate test, we will do the flame test. Flame test. So, what is the theory of flame test? You have to take concentrate HCl on the watch glass, and for this platinum ware is required. Okay, it will get from the market. Now, flame test, the platinum ware should be dipped in the HCl solution, and then it should be dipped, it should touch with the solid sample, and then it should be held over the Bunsen burner flame. If any characteristics color come, every time there is a change in the color, but if any characteristics color come, then they are having one unique idea to specify the cations. Here the group 5 cations, that is calcium, barium, strontium, easily give a good color of flame. Sodium, potassium also gives color, but as these are not in your syllabus, so this is deducted. So, flame test is the number 5 test, and again the cobalt nitrate test, it is there. Okay. So, after that borax bead test is also there. Borax bead test is done for the colored sample, This is under the preliminary test. Next, we have to confirm the presence of cations and anion. Then number 5 was done. Then in the same column, experiment number 6, preparation of OS, that is sample plus water shaken to prepare the organic the solution. Then taking this OS, we will do the experiment. So, number 1, OS plus AgNO3. If any white PPT comes, then chloride. If any brownish PPT comes, then it is bromide or iodide, that is of violet PPT. Number 2, OS, there is an observation also, the PPT will dissolve in ammonium hydroxide solution. OS plus BaCl2 solution. If any PPT comes, then it is for sulphate. What is the further proof of that? The PPT will not dissolve in any mineral acid, that is the H2SO4 or HCl, etc. Number 3, OS plus, this is the test for nitrate. Now, for this ring test should be done. In OS, first of all we have to add ferrous sulphate, and then the concentrate sulfuric acid should be added dropwise through the wall of the test tube, so that the brown ring is formed. So, number 3 is the ring test. Okay. So, if the ring is found, then nitrate is present others than the chloride or sulphate. Okay. So, this is the test for anion. So, we have completed 6, that is preparation of OS, test for anion, or 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Then you will write number 11, that is the group separation. What is group separation? This will be discussed on the next class, because it is a long time process. Okay.